Wow. Former Terence Crawford opponent Jeff Horn says that Terence Crawford might stop your boy Canelo Alvarez. In this video, I'm going to break it down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, a brand new interview from Fight Hub. Listen, I just want to get some quick Ego thoughts out, but this is an interesting topic. So subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. I will put out a longer version of this video, but I just want to give a condensed cliff notes, if you will, of what he said. But make sure you come back to the channel for the longer, more unpacked, where I can go over the quotes verbatim and really deep dive into it. Jeff Horn did this interview and he talking spicy, y'all. Crawford opponents seem to really respect what they were in the ring with. Rightfully so. Crawford's a great fighter. But Jeff Horn was basically saying that he wouldn't be surprised, or he believes Crawford has what it takes to stop Canelo. And the host was like, oh, wow, you think he can stop Canelo? And he was like, yeah. But here's the thing, and I want you guys to watch. First of all, subscribe to my channel, hit the thumb up, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. I want you to watch the interview and you tell me what you think. Tell me if what I'm saying doesn't make sense. Here's the thing. Jeff Horn, it almost sounds like more wishful thinking in terms of what he was saying about Crawford. It really did. Because in one... Like, I feel like with this particular fight, Canelo Crawford, people are all over the place. They don't really know what's going to happen. They have respect for both guys. So they're like hedging their bets, which I don't really like, because to be honest, that's kind of weak. It's kind of weak because anybody, it's a 50 in a fight. There's two people. So technically, on paper, this guy could win, this guy could win 50-50, right? So the reality is, when you are like kind of hedging your bet, you're ensuring, it's like playing it too safe for me. I don't like that, because you're ensuring that you're right no matter what. And I've noticed that, especially with the people who are picking Crawford, and especially with the guys that have fought Crawford that are picking Crawford. In one vein, they're expressing how Crawford can stop and overwhelm Canelo. Guys like Mean Machine, guys like Jeff Horn. But then later in the same interview, they're talking about Canelo might overwhelm him early, and if Bud can weather the storm in the early rounds, then he's going to do X, Y, and Z. But if he doesn't, he's going to get knocked out. That's kind of like you're picking both things. So I haven't really been convinced by no Crawford argument. None. And I'm not saying Crawford can't win. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying none of the arguments, people are doing a good job of presenting why they're picking Crawford. It doesn't make sense. I mean, you could say that with any fight. Amir Khan will beat Danny Garcia and outbox him if he don't get knocked out. Amir Khan will beat Canelo up and win all the rounds on points if he don't get knocked out. But part of it, that's why I don't like a lot of boxing commentary, because part of it is you have to factor in all the elements that you know about. And for Amir Khan, part of the package is, yes, he has speed, he has length, pause, and he's a boxer, and he's a silver medalist. You can't just talk about those good things. You got to talk about that chin. You got to talk about that kryptonite, right? You can't just say, oh, Amir Khan, if he does X, Y, and Z and stays safe, then, hey, he should win. I mean, Amir Khan will be very, very hard to beat if he had a better chin. But that's part of the deal. So I don't really like when people break down fights in this manner, because it's fake. It's like you can really do that for any fight. Say, hey, if this guy does this and this and this, then he should win. but then kind of omit the opposition. He's not in the ring with himself. So you got to factor in what the other person can do. And some of the people who are doing the Crawford breakdowns, they're kind of doing it, but then they're really not. Because how are you going to say Crawford, but he can't get knocked out early? That, to me, that don't make sense. That don't make sense at all. So you're better off saying you don't know, or it's 50-50, Canelo has a shot and Crawford has a shot. And I think part of why people are having such a hard time breaking this fight down goes back to why I don't like this fight, which is what I've said from the beginning. And that's because the sheer weight differential. I think if this was 154 or 147 divisions, we know Crawford should be, or at least has fought, even 154, he fought there, right? Even though, albeit it was one performance, right? So you would be a little bit more firm in believing of, hey, everything will translate. However, it's a big ask to move up 14 pounds because, yeah, physically you can do it where his body will look in shape. You added the bulk, but how do you do with the added bulk? Do you lose any speed? Do you lose any stamina? Do you lose any agility? Are you the same fighter? Because when I seen Deontay Wilder, who has more power per capita than Terence Crawford, when Wilder bulked up, I want to say for the second or third Tyson Fury fight, he looked like a different fighter. And it compromised him coming in heavier. Like he was like a career high 230 something. And he's not Anthony Joshua and Klitschko and Fury and these dudes that are typically coming in 249, 250 plus, 260. So for Wilder, the added weight really hurt him. And this is a guy who has a lot of power. I'm not comparing styles because obviously Wilder has his own style, as does Crawford. All I'm saying is when you add that weight, it could compromise what makes you successful. And it did with Wilder, right? Wilder at 209, 214, he was sleeping guys. And he was like light on his feet. And he didn't really look like he was tired. He knocked out Tyson Fury really in the first fight in the back half, in the 12th round. I was there. I covered that fight. So Crawford doing this weird weight jump, no preparatory tune-up fights, no fights at 160, a year off. We don't know. All we see is bodybuilding pictures of him looking in shape and compute that with the fact that he is a great fighter in the divisions he's been, which is 154 and below. And other than that, it's a shot in the dark. Anybody who tells you for sure that they know that this, that, and that is going to happen when a person is at a new weight class, you don't know boxing. And you're lying, because how can you guarantee somebody's success with that much weight added? How do you know they're going to be the same? How do you know they're going to look good in the back half of fights and have the same cardio? You don't. You could feel great in training camp. You're also not being punched with 10-ounce gloves by Canelo Alvarez, who has a lot of experience. So we'll see. I'll give you guys a longer video on the Jeff Horn topic. Let me know what you guys think.